Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Amanda. Let me see. See if I can. Okay. Good morning, BB. Good morning, Sharon Kern-Starson. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning. Give a few minutes for people to kind of see that we on. I'm gonna jump on real fast, and we can't stay long today. I got some things I need to get to. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what's going on with this. All is well. Just a long week this week. In need of a little breather. Yeah, but thank you. Okay, good. Tamiko Jackson. Hey, good morning. Good to see you. Oh man. Mm, 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 mm. Y'all, come on, come on, come on. There's Lorna Stokes. Hey, Lorna. Good morning. Good to see you on. Y'all, come on. Y'all can share this if you like. Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. Uh, BB, you took it right out of my mouth. I was just about to ask you to do that. All right. Let's see the 30th. Yeah. Thank you. Today the 29th, right? It's the 29th. Okay. Y'all come on in. Keisha, what's up, my girl? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me just jump on and jump in. Uh, First of all, I want to say good morning to everybody. I know some are just gonna kind of come in, dip in. But I wanted to kind of get on just for a little bit to kind of say or share a few things. I know y'all will help me spread the word. Um, so wanted to get on because of just a few things. Just wanted to jump in. We are T minus. Let me stop acting like I know what T minus means. But we are about 9 days away from our Keep It 100 Sunday. It's going to be amazing. Met with the staff on Wednesday. We had our staff meeting about it. Um, and it was a great meeting. We just kind of talked through some things, doing a full walkthrough on Sunday, um, just to make sure we're on top of our game. I think we are. I believe we are anyway. And so I'm excited because this is going to be historic. I talked to one of our senior members. Uh, I'm gonna call her mother Mary Taylor, but don't tell her I call her mother, right? But Sister Mary Taylor. Talked to her. Hey, Deborah, DC, good to see you. I talked to her maybe a couple weeks ago after Bible study, and hey, Kay Nicole Jackson, good morning. I talked to her. Uh, maybe maybe we're going into week 3, so it was week after the first Bible study. That when y'all come in, y'all just say good morning, everybody. Um, Spoke with her about she was just talking about different things, and one of the things that she mentioned to me is that she herself was baptized by a Reverend, I believe it was Hales. I'm almost certain it was Hales. It had to be Hales. And so, but she was baptized. Thank you for sharing, Deborah. She was baptized in the concrete little hole in the floor, and I was just thinking about how much history that place has held. When I first got here, I had not seen. Actually, it's the first time I ever seen a baptism pool in a basement floor. And I'll be honest with y'all, I was like, okay, what is this? Um, so I was really, really, really kind of really taken aback by the historic nature of it. Even hearing that our uh, First Lady Emeritus, you Reverend Dixon's granddaughter, hey, how you doing? Hey. Okay, good. And so I was kind of blown away just by the history of it, even knowing that our First Lady Emeritus, Sister Barbara Jackson, even was baptized in there. And so just hearing just the rich history of it, been intrigued, but also kind of seeing some things that we could improve. Um, One of the things I kind of observed that I wanted to improve I wanted baptism, since we didn't have a baptistry inside the church, that we could um, find a way to kind of make baptism a part of regular worship service. And so I just want to share. I'm gonna share just the process of it all. And so and so that's one of the things we wanted to do. So um, God gave this vision. Hey, Auntie, I see Aunt Pat. Good to see you. Good to see you. I kind of had a vision for it, just a vision that we would be able to kind of make it a part of our worship experience. Never really knowing how that was going to happen. I really thought we were going to try to put a camera down there, and and we just pipe it through the lines upstairs so we could see it. And I just thought that would be great. And that was really what my intentions were. Um, so when we ordered the sign that is hanging in the Grand Central area, it's really the focal point of that area. Y'all know what sign I'm talking about. Y'all take pictures in front of it. Earle Sunday. You know, it's I told y'all a while ago I would never even thought that it would be used for that, but it has been amazing for our church. It's used. It's the most used thing in our church. And so anyway, we ordered a sign for that area. Well, the company made a mistake of making the sign too large to fit in the building, and to fit on the wall. It was too tall, and it was just. So it just kind of, we had already purchased it and paid for the installation, and I we were pretty upset, right? And um, so what the company did, they helped us. I mean, they took care of the part that was on their part, and so we had to purchase another sign, but that meant that we had to find a place to put that sign um, somewhere in the building. But because it was so tall, it couldn't fit upstairs or downstairs. Because we had thought about putting it somewhere else, but there was no wall, honestly, sufficient enough for the building. And so now we had an option. And so I remember Brother Harold White and Brother Terrence Mixon, and all three of us, as we've been kind of overseeing the entire process. And let me first of all say how grateful I am for those two brothers who have, we sat down a little over 2 years ago and mapped out. Hey, Carla, sidebar, good to see you. And listen, so yeah, and so we kind of sat down, and one of the things we did, even Brother Herbert Miller was a part of a conversation too. We all stood in Grand Central looking out the window, and the Lord just kind of hit me and said, "That's where you're gonna move baptism." And I was like, "I understand." And then He showed me that the larger sign that couldn't fit in the building could fit right there in the middle of the pillars that were just there, originally built for the original building in 1940. Well, it was built in 1944, I think, but the cornerstone was laid in 1946. And so, yeah, so I just kind of saw it, and God just kind of let me see the vision of the sign, the bigger sign that couldn't fit in the building, fitting perfectly right there. At the time, there was a lot of shrubbery, unattended shrubbery, in the courtyard that was an eyesore for me and many of you. And so we kind of slowly have started to work on the courtyard to get it up to par. We uprooted all the shrubbery just to make it look a lot more clean. And then as we were ready to relaunch baptism, God really put it on my heart for us to kind of really start that process. Hey Bria, hope you're having a great day so far. And so so we were there, and so it was funny because we maybe a few months ago we started working on what we were going to do and how we were going to do it and how we wanted it to look, and we wanted to make that area look fresh and new. And this has been, since we got back in, I think, probably one of the larger projects that we've had to take. It's taken us quite some time. Um, Thank God for God sending some gifts, Bruh T, Bruh Josh, and Bruh Ruffin, who are all less than 2 years old in membership at this church. All have a particular skill sets that allowed us to basically have our own construction team. And so, in the middle pillars, you'll see when you all look out there. That's good, Bree. And so, if you look at the middle pillars, we've been able to cement the stage area. Hey Nicole, good to see you. Good to see you. We were able to cement it, uh, and that will be the platform that we're going to baptize people on. And so we didn't know, we just kind of been really working on it. And so the crazy part is, and I probably won't say crazy. No, the God part is that the sign that did not fit upstairs fit perfectly between the two pillars downstairs. And I began to think about that, just in relation to our lives. And sometimes, there are things that may not fit in one season, but God has a perfect fit for the right season, right? And so I was upset because I was like, God, we done wasted money. These folks done messed up our order, and we calling them, and we acting like we acting right. We own them, And hey, good to see you, sweetheart. And one of the things that God really kind of just showed me was showing me, he got my attention just the last couple of weeks. He just said what looked like it doesn't fit. It may not fit in your plan, but it fits in mine. And that's one of the things, I just want you all to kind of grab as I'm sharing this. I just kind of felt this in my spirit just to share with you, because there are things that just don't fit. They don't fit in your plan. And even the things that are misfits for your plan, and you think, oh man, why did this go wrong? Or this, even what goes wrong in our lives, it seems like it doesn't fit because you had your plan, I had my plan. But even the things that we don't intend uh, to find some intend and we don't intend to allow it to go the way that it goes, but it somehow ends up going left, going too far left, and it just doesn't fit. And you say, man, I had my plan. My plan was simple. I'll do this. I thought I had it well planned. But even with a well planned life, there are still things that may happen that you see that does not fit in your plan. But even a proverb writer talks about how many of the plans of man's heart, but God ultimately has his bigger plan. And I want to tell y'all, yeah, what may seem like it's wrong in one season, working against you in one season, what may make you feel as though, man, I can't believe this happened to me. God on the other side says, just sit back and trust me, because the thing that you think is for your detriment, he says, I'm going to use it for your development. I'm going to use it. And he says, while it may be imperfectly fitting in your plan, it perfectly fits in my plan. And can I tell you, I've heard my late grandparents, and I heard them talk about God's perfect plan. But can I tell you, it makes sense now. Because I can tell you, and I know some of you all can testify, there have been some imperfect things that happen in your life, mainly because you are imperfect. Come on, we are imperfect. Because of our own issues, because of our own presuppositions, because of our own proclivities. We live an imperfect life. But what I love about God is, in spite of our imperfections, in spite of what makes us imperfect, in spite of the imperfect things and aspects of our life, God says, I still got a perfect plan. And here's the shout, y'all, and I hope you shout with me. God's perfect plan is so perfect that even what's imperfect in you and imperfect in others still works in his perfect plan. Yeah, I wish I had somebody there. Yeah, it still works in his perfect plan. No, that pain was imperfect. That issue, that thing you got caught up in, it was imperfect. That you having trouble on that job, it was imperfect. But what makes God's plan so perfect is that things don't have to be perfect for his plan to be perfect. What makes his plan perfect is that he knows how to work the imperfect with the perfect, and somehow it all comes out perfect for the plan of your life. You need Bible. Paul says it like this in Romans 8:28. He says, for we know that all things work together. Get this. I wish I had somebody that just felt like having a little bit of church with me today. You can say that I know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, and for the good of them that are called according to his purpose. Can I tell you, child of God, God's perfect plan factors in your mess ups, people's mess up against you. It factors in all of the imperfect aspects of your life. That's why you have to learn how to trust God. Hey, Ayana, good to see you this morning. That's why you got to learn how to trust God. When you learn how to trust God, that means that you learn how to shout when it's imperfect, understanding that while it may be imperfect, what's imperfect about you, somebody can I tell you what's imperfect about you? Because let me be the first to tell you, I'm imperfect. I wish I had some other people that can testify. Now, Pastor, you ain't by yourself. I'm imperfect too. But that sign started preaching to me, y'all, because it started reminding me that whatever whatever is imperfect in my plan. Because I'm imperfect in my plan. I planned for this and I planned for that. Plan didn't to do this and plan didn't to do that. But God says, as imperfect as you are, as imperfect as the people working against you are, He says, you know what? He says, I got a perfect plan. And God says, my plan is so awesome. I knew it was going to happen. I knew you were going to go wrong. I knew you was going to mess up. I knew they was going to mess with you. I knew they was going to get you off track. I knew they were going to try to set you up to get you out of that job. I knew they were going to try. God said, I knew all of that. He said, God said, I knew their mess and I knew your mess. But my plan for you was made before the mess. It was made before the plots. It was made before anything ever happened. And can I tell you, that sign started preaching to me, y'all. Because as I was thinking about that thing, as I'm excited about keeping 100 Sunday, God started telling me, son, how many times in your life have you gotten upset about things that didn't fit your plan? But later on, you came to find out the thing that you didn't think, you thought it was an inconvenience. You thought it was something that was going to throw off the plan, delay the plan. But somehow I showed you months later, years later, that everything that you thought was working against you was really working for you. Can I tell you, brothers and sisters, that sign outside in Grand, and not in Grand Central, but in the courtyard, which is what we're gonna repurpose and rename after a while. But it started preaching to me, y'all, because it just continues to show me that even as imperfect as all of us are, and let me tell you, as your pastor, I am not a perfect person. I've made mistakes, still gonna make some mistakes. But God says, what makes God awesome in my life is not because I am so good. No, no, no. I tell y'all every Sunday when I'm doing the invitation, the man holding the microphone ain't perfect. The man holding the microphone got his imperfection, and God is still working on me. But can I tell you, God says, my plan for your life is bigger than your mess ups, bigger than your issues, bigger than things. And so don't you ever think that because you may have listen, you can't mess up God's plan. You ain't that important. God's plan is bigger than you, bigger than your mess, bigger than your issues. And let me also say, your enemies, they look big to you, but they are not as big as God's plan for your life. Can I tell you, I wrote this morning. I'm gonna see if I can grab it, but I think it says like this. I think I said this, and I didn't know why God dropped this in my spirit this morning as I was doing my devotion. Yeah, He's a forgiving God. Yeah, and what it said was, I think it said that people's lies cannot hinder God's hand, and then it also said people's lies cannot stop God's plan. I'm going off of memory. I wrote this a couple of hours ago as I was doing my devotional time with the Lord, and I just wrote this. Kind of came to me, and maybe I had to drop this on somebody's spirit because maybe you dealing with some people who are the imperfect part of the plan that's happening for you is that people are working against you. Can I tell you? I know you didn't plan for that, but God did. And I want you to know that the lies can't hinder His hand, nor can they stop His plan. And in many cases, and I'm praying this over somebody who I just sensed this. I'm praying this over because in many cases, God will let you outlive the lie, but also let you outlive the liar. Are y'all with me here today? I wrote this earlier. I wrote this in my phone earlier on my notepad that I have so many notes on. But God just dropped that in my spirit this morning. As I was praying, I asked God just to share with me. I know I want to share some things with you, but I don't know who this is for. I'm gonna repeat it again. Their lies cannot hinder God's hand. Their lies cannot stop God's plan. God's plan for your life is so strong that He'll let you outlive the lie and outlive the liars. You know what's interesting to note when you look at the life of Joseph, he outlived the lie. Yeah, he outlived the lies that his brother said he was taken away. But sometimes, can I tell y'all, He'll let you outlive him so much so to where the things that they said, God will let you live beyond that stuff. So listen, I know that stuff is imperfect. Listen, what makes it imperfect is the fact that you got you involved and people are involved. That's what makes it imperfect. Listen, as I told you in Bible study, what makes church imperfect is we have imperfect people serving a perfect God. There's always imperfections of some kind. That there is nothing that is absolute, that is nothing that continually remains perfect. Life ain't perfect. But I want you to know that you serve a God that is so awesome that he always has a perfect plan that factors in the imperfect factors. Are y'all with me here today? And so I just that just dropped in my spirit. Y'all know how I like to flow, because that sign started ministering to me. It didn't fit inside, and I thought we had wasted money. I thought that it was out of place, and man, how we going? What we going? Where we going? What else can we put this? And I'm panicking and I'm upset. I'm going off on the people at the company, and then God says, "Boy, hush, shut up, stop talking, stop running your mouth, stop losing your temper over something because oh, I hear this. Stop losing your temper because your plan didn't go as planned." He says stop losing your temper because your plan didn't go as you planned it. No. Don't lose your head because your plan didn't line up. And that's what I was tripping about. In my plan, we purchased one side, then we're gonna do something else. God says, I got this. I got this. God says, you up here tripping, you mad because you thinking with your good planning self, your good budgeting self, it's supposed to work according to your plan. Maybe you forgot, Trey, who you work for. Maybe you forgot who's been leading you all these years of your life. Maybe you forgot who moved you to Mobile. And as I was sitting there upset, God calmed my spirit and pivoted that thing. And God says, I have a greater plan that you can't even see yet. And let me tell y'all the whole story. Since we opened up in the fall of 2021, since we opened up late fall, that that sign has been sitting in the storage room of the company we bought it on. It's literally right now. It would have been sitting in there 2 years. I don't know who this is for. This I didn't even intend to go this far. But let me share this. Some of us got some stuff that's in storage. Some of us have some things that have been sitting seemingly in the storage room just collecting dust, and we have tempted to forget that God still has some things that are reserved. Things, because what the company told us, they said, now you can't house the sign, but we're going to hold on to it and you let us know, get this, when you're ready. They said the sign is ready. You have to let us know when y'all have prepared the area for us to deliver it. I don't know. I did not personally. I promise you, I didn't mean to go this far. But let me tell you, I don't know who this is for, but for like the sign, the first message of the sign is that God's perfect plan factors in our imperfect, uh, the imperfect things of the plans, the things that we could not plan. But it also says this. Not only does it talks about God's perfect plan, but it also says this is that there are some things that God has waiting, not because it's in production. He says there are some things I got waiting for you because I'm waiting for you to go into production. I'm waiting for you to prepare yourself. See, they said no, the sign is ready to be put up. The sign has been sitting in the storage. No, with the sign, no, you're not waiting on the sign. The sign is waiting on you. Can I tell you, child of God, that's God's word for us today, is that there are some things that he has in storage. There are some things that he has waiting. There are some things that are waiting. And here's the thing. You think you're waiting on it. But God says, I'm waiting for you to prepare the way. I'm waiting for you to set the stage. I'm waiting for you to lay out the foundations and to declare, you know what? God says, you have to say, God, I'm ready now. Now, get this, y'all. It took us 2 years to get ready. We had TVs that we had to purchase for around the building. We had carpet and rooms that we had to fully furnish. God says you had to get all of this stuff. All of this stuff. God said you wasn't ready in 21. I feel like preaching now. Y'all excuse me. Y'all excuse me. Yeah, yeah. God says you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready 2 years ago. When you wanted it, you weren't ready for something that size. Because remember, the sign was too big to fit in the building. You weren't ready for something that size 2 years ago. But now that you've worked around that church, now that you've painted upstairs and downstairs, now that you worked on the vestibule, you got this thing going. Can I tell you, brothers and sisters? Yeah, it's Bible study. Here it is. Can I tell you? He's simply saying this, y'all. He says, I got some stuff that you ain't ready for because it's too big for where you are. But if you can just learn how to work while you wait, if you can learn how to keep preparing, and I know and I got to tell you, it took us some months to get this courtyard to where it needed to be. As a matter of fact, we've been working on the courtyard for some 2 years, since 2022, since early 2022, about a year and a half now. We've been working on the courtyard till now. Can I tell you? There are some things that God says it's in storage. No, you ain't waiting on it. It's waiting on you. And what you got to do, you can't waste time pouting about what didn't work according to your plan. You can't waste time worried about, you know what? Oh man, I thought it would happen then, but it's not only happened now. You got to see that's our problem. We so upset because our plan didn't work. But whoever told us our plan was the plan? Are y'all with me here today? Who told you that that was the plan? No, that's what you said. But my question is that what God said? And can I tell you how you can determine whether this God's plan? Because if it works out, because everything that God does, it works out. So if it didn't work out, it's not God's ultimate plan for your life. I don't know who that's for, but let me just drop this on somebody. If it didn't work out for you, if it didn't work out between you two, can I tell you that means that it wasn't God's ultimate plan for your life? And I don't know about you, but I don't want anything that's not in God's plan for my life. Because anything, any person, anything, any job, any opportunity that's not in God's plan for my life, it's going to get me out of God's will. But can I tell you, there is something to be said to be living, as my pastor, Dr. Maurice Watson, would say, downtown will of God. That you're at the center of God's will. And can I tell you, brothers and sisters, this thing right here just got real to me because I started thinking about the things in the parts of my life that I wasn't ready for. There is no way in the world that God could have sent me here sooner than what he did because I wasn't ready for the challenge. I can tell you this. Listen, and even now, there are some things he's still developing in me. I'm just testifying as your pastor because I don't want you to ever think because you hear me preaching and because the eloquence of my speech and the clear study and things that you can discern from my preaching. I need you to understand, y'all, that no. I was and there are probably some still things that God is waiting for me to get mature in before he blesses our church with even more. But I'm growing. I'm working while I'm waiting. And if that's true for me, that's got to be true for you too. So listen to me. Don't spend another day mad because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Let me tell y'all guys, it may not have worked the way you wanted it to, but I promise you, if you just keep trusting God, it will work out the way it's supposed to. Because I have discovered that God's plan is so real. God's plan is so perfect. God's plan is so right that he knows the right time. He knows the right place. He knows the right people. And he knows. I'm with you, Nicole. I'm rocking too. I don't know what it's got to be God. It's got to be God because I promise you I was supposed to be talking about keep it 100 Sunday. But let me drop this word on somebody. If you would, just in case you've been spending all September struggling with the plan that you're trying to understand. Listen, first of all, you can't understand his plan because his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. Some of us are struggling. Man, we're struggling. I feel you in my spirit. You're struggling because you're saying, Pastor, man, it was supposed to work out different than this. They were supposed to be different than this. Man, and I understand. I've been there. I've been there. I wish I could tell you. I have been there. But can I tell you, even the people that let us down, even the people who turn their backs, even the people who change on us for a purpose, because it's all in God's plan. I don't know who this is for today, but let me tell you. Let me just make sure you got the message today. Before I jump into my announcements, I just want to say I want to drop this in somebody's spirit. God's plan is so perfect that it factors in all of the imperfect things about life. And just to be clear, the imperfect things are people and us. But can I also tell you that the other thing that makes God's plan so awesome is that there are some things He has stored. I love what my senior saints say. They say this phrase, stored up. Stowed up is what they say. Yeah, that stored up. He has some things in storage that you think you're waiting on it, but it's really waiting on you. Don't people told us as a matter? Oh goodness, it is. They would periodically call me. We would have them doing other projects around the church, and during the phone calls when we were considering and taking care of other projects, the people would come and say, "Hey, we still got the sign. We still holding it for you. We still holding it for you." So listen, I know you moved on because you weren't there yet, and you started working on some stuff. That sister who worked there, who was so awesome. She just retired from there. She kept every time she said, "Pastor, we we still holding that sign for you." And I said, "You still holding?" She said, "Oh yeah, it's ready for you. You just got to let us know when you're ready for it." I don't know who this is for, y'all. I don't know who this is for. If it's for you, you can hit some hearts and you can wave your hands and just let me know, "Pastor, you talking straight to me." Because can I tell you, God has some stuff that's waiting on you. Sir, they waiting on you, man. They waiting on you. Don't you doubt it for a second. Don't you lose another ounce, another time, another minute of sleep. It's waiting on you. I'm with you, Nicole. I listen. I'm preaching to y'all, preaching to myself. And I didn't mean to go here, but it's I feel something, man. It's waiting on you. Them folk kept telling me, "Man, Pastor, it's here." 2 years I had to hear. I want y'all to think about all the stuff we've done in 2 years since y'all have seen the second sign. That first sign has been sitting in storage for 2 years. Nobody else knew about me, Terrence, and Harold. We are the only ones that knew it. But every time they would come in, they would call me and say, "We still got it for you. It's still yours." Oh, they kept saying, it's still yours. It's ooh. They also said this. I said, well, because I thought they had forgotten that they had promised that they were just going to install it for free. And I said, "So do we have to pay anything?" They said, "Oh no, all that's been already paid for. It's already been paid for. Since this has already been paid for, listen, all you got to do is get ready for it. It's already ready for you." Can I tell you? Listen, I ain't trying to go. I ain't trying to go too much church, I'm already there now. But let me also tell you, Jesus. Hey, Frank, good to see you, my man. Let me also say, Jesus paid the price for it, and because He paid the price for it already, you are not waiting on that opportunity. You're not waiting on that thing. It's waiting on you. It's in storage waiting for you to get ready. And I don't know what it is. And somebody has their life on pause because you're waiting the wrong way. You're waiting for it to come to you instead of preparing your life for it to come to you. Are y'all with me here? And God is not going to send it until you prepare yourself and everything around you and attached to you for what you believe He is sending towards you. Hey, Michelle Strada, good to see you. Are y'all with me here today? Yeah. His plan is perfect because it factors in the imperfect. But here's the other shout, that God has something waiting for you that you think you're waiting for it. Because His plan has stuff in storage that's already been prepaid for you, but He's waiting for you to prepare your heart, waiting for you to prepare your mind. He's waiting for you. You know, we always pray that Jabez prayer. One day I'm gonna preach it. It says, "Enlarge my territory." Enlarge my territory. That's our prayer. God, I enlarge my territory. But can I tell you, before we can pray for enlarged territories, we have to pray for enlarged hearts. Not in the physical sense, because I know that's not healthy, but I'm talking about spiritually, that God enlarges our heart to be able to handle the enlarged territory. If God gave us enlarged territory with a small heart, then we will fumble the opportunity. We will be a wasted blessing in our lives. But sometimes God has to let our hearts get bigger so we can handle more from God. Are y'all with me here today? And so, listen, I just wanted to drop that on y'all because as we're getting ready for this, that sign, I promise you I didn't plan to say that, but that sign really started speaking to me. That sign started speaking to me because that sign has been sitting in that place for 2 years now. I think we ordered it in August of 2021, and they installed it at that time. And boy, just to see, I think it was August. No, it was September, as a matter of fact, because I remember we started training for our frontline ministry. And guys, let me tell y'all, some stuff. Listen, don't you doubt it. If God showed it to you, don't doubt it. Just keep working. Keep believing. I'm talking to myself. If God has shown you something in your spirit and you can't, this is how you know it's God, that it just keeps coming up. God is he always repeats himself. He don't just say it one time. Even when he spoke to Moses, he says, Moses, Moses. He speaks in repetitive language because he knows sometimes we are not paying attention. There were times that I would walk in that courtyard and I would see it looking better, but it wasn't ready. We wasn't ready for it yet. Hey, Jess, good to see you. So let me tell y'all this, man. I jumped on, and y'all know these always I ain't gonna say it take a right turn, not a left turn. Because as I was looking at the sign that is, and now the blessing is, now the sign is hanging where it was always meant to hang. Because it was always in God's plan. But it wasn't in my plan. I wanted one sign, but we needed two. And God says, there are things that you don't even know that it's meant for something else, but you want it to be meant for something you want. God says, no, that ain't. Now, that's your plan. Your plan is that was meant for something that you thought was best for you. But God says it was really meant for something that you can't even see right now. I never would have thought. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, when I saw that sign in the place that God ultimately wanted that sign for us, because I want y'all to understand that stage that you can see now when you're at church, that was once a flower bed, is now cemented out. That's going to be the actual platform that we're going to use for our baptism on October the 8th. Lord's willing, I'm praying for no rain that day. But we got a plan B. Don't worry about that. But that stage and that sign that has the silhouette of our church in the background, that has love well, live well, and lead well on that has Aimwell Missionary Baptist Church, established 1886. That sign is going to be the backdrop that people are going to be baptized in front of for the foreseeable future. That's what God meant it for. God meant it for something better. God meant it for something more than because I just was trying to purchase a sign that would be a big showpiece for our grandson. God says it's a bigger plan than that. And generations now are going to be baptized in front of that sign, all because God had a bigger plan. There are some things in your life, y'all, that you meant it for something else. There are some things that other people meant for something else. But that's why I love what Joseph said. He says, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good. That word meant there in the Hebrew literally means to weave. It's almost like weaving a rug. You weaving these fabrics together to form this perfect thing, y'all. And that's how God is doing in your life. He's taking your good and your bad. He's taking what they meant to do and what he meant it to be, weaving it together, tying it together, working it together to let it work for your You're good. So I just wanted to tell you, just share that with you. I didn't mean to go there. And this just ministered to me. Y'all helped me pull this out. That's why one of the reasons why I love doing this with y'all. This guy just kind of speaks to stuff that I actually planned to read y'all something from my devotion, but obviously God had other plans. I was gonna read y'all something for the devotion, but this is our devotion today. The devotion today is, just in case you were wondering, is trust God. His plan is so perfect. It factors in your imperfection as well as your enemy's imperfections. But also trust God because he has something waiting for you. You're not waiting on it. But then also you got to realize you got to trust God because while you think it may have been meant for one thing, it was meant for something totally better than what you meant it for. Listen, we can't plan our lives. Trust me, I've tried. We can't plan our lives. God is so awesome. You know what God, one wise scholar said, said that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. And I'm telling you, man, I can't think about how many times God has probably laughed at some of us because we thought we had a better plan than him. And he was like, fool, all right, once you get through messing your life up, once you get through frustrating yourself, once you get through trying to find your way, I'm going to be sitting here waiting like, okay, are you ready to listen now? Yeah, that's why you got to trust him, man. Trust him. So somebody type in the chat, trust God. Yeah, just trust God. Trust him. Trust him. Trust him. Yeah, trust him. So, I jumped on. Lord, thank you. Thank you for speaking today. I just thank you. Thank you. I didn't plan. Yeah, y'all, this is what I was talking about this past Sunday with you all. This is what I was when I said to you all that I stand in amazement, and every time I leave the church, I always say to my God, Mom, God did it again. Man, this is one of those God did it again. When I literally logged on with no plan, no script, but God seems to say, "All right, you're up now. Let me speak." And I want to continue to try to be a vessel. I hope this has blessed somebody. I know some of y'all commented in the chat, "Yeah, Pastor, this blessed me," and I appreciate you confirming that I'm not just talking crazy, but I'm talking what God told me to say. So I really want to thank God for just speaking to us today, meeting us here today. And I want to keep you. I just want to share that tidbit. But the thing I did want to make sure I got to today is we are about 9 days away. October 8th, we're going to have Keep It 100 Sunday. It is the Sunday where we're pushing 100% attendance from all members. As I told you all on Sunday, if all members showed up, the church at one time and nobody's dead, and nobody's dying, and Smalls is not parked in front of the church, we would literally have to put out chairs. We have that many members, but some have settled in, and some have just hadn't come back since COVID. Listen, I'm encouraging. This past Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, nationally was go back to church Sunday. Well, I'll go back to church Sunday. Pack the pews Sunday. Some churches was doing it on the fourth Sunday of September. I packed the pews Sunday. It's going to be on October the 8th. We're pushing for 100. Keep it 100. We keep it at 100 at Aimwell. 100% attendance. And also we're pushing that every member of our church, and maybe perhaps you're giving, maybe you haven't been giving the way you were supposed to. We're pushing not only 100% attendance, but 100% tithing. Nothing sacrificial. Church anniversary is coming in December the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're getting ready for that. So sacrificial giving is all looking forward to that. But this is our reasonable service. We pay our tithes and offering, give our tithes and offering, and sowing them with the expectation that God is going to bless us. Because you already know we can't beat God's giving, no matter how hard we try. So we're pushing for 100% attendance, 100% tithing from all members. This will be a great time. But also on that day, we're relaunching baptism in a very, very special way. We're baptizing people in our courtyard. As I told you, we're going to be repurposing the name of that. Amen. Yeah, there you go. Nelly. 99 and a half won't do. Yeah, it won't do. So we got to keep it 100. So let's come prepared to attend and worship. Let's come prepared to sow. I give our tithes and our offerings as a family. But then also we're launching baptism. That's going to be an exciting time for us. As I told you, nearly 80 years we've been baptizing in the same place. And now historically, God is allowing us to do it for the first time in a virtual and in-person way, to where if a person cannot get to church, they can still be a part of baptism, as well as those that are in the sanctuary that are not directly related to the person who may be getting baptized. You can witness it from your seat. And so it's going to be exciting. This is historic for us. We've been working on this for the last few months. And I'm proud to tell you that we are ready. Our final walkthrough is going to be on Sunday after church. Y'all be praying for us because the team and I are working tirelessly. I don't care how hard I preach and how much we have to do at the church. We're going to do that walkthrough because I want to make sure that we do everything in excellence. Because Aimwell, you deserve excellence. But most of all, God deserves our best and our excellence. And so I'm excited about that. So this is what I need from you. All of you all know some people that you have not seen in church in months. All of you know some members who have just kind of fallen by the wayside and that you only hear from them when somebody dies. I'm challenging each of you between now and October the 8th to reach out to that member and say, you know what, it's time to come home. Matter of fact, you tell them it's homecoming all you want. Tell them it's time to come home. Let's show up together as one family, sowing with one purpose, into sowing our tithes and offerings. But also let's come, and then here's the other part we're gonna do. After we do baptism, we're gonna do baby dedication. But then we're gonna take communion together as one big family, one big communion, one big baptism. These are the two ordinances of the church, the Baptist church, and we're gonna exercise them both on the same day. And so we're excited about that. And I hope you are too. So listen, I need y'all to listen, some of y'all know 2-3 people you hadn't seen. I ain't seen so-and-so in so long. Listen, call so-and-so, text so-and-so, DM so-and-so, and tell so-and-so, I want to see your I'm sorry, no, you can't say that to them. I want to see you in church on Sunday. I about to say I want to see your so-and-so. Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, but I want to see you in church on October the 8th. And I'm really hoping that as we get people out that particular Sunday, it's going to encourage people to kind of start getting more people back. Of course, you already know this, family, that church the numbers have been amazing. They've been amazing. They've been amazing the last 8 weeks now. We've had some amazing numbers, and our numbers now are rivaling the numbers before COVID hit. And so that's a great, great sign for us that more people are coming to church. And I'm just grateful for that. All right. So listen, October the 8th, make sure you find a member of this church that you have not seen. Call them, bug them, text them, DM them. Listen, write them a letter. Make sure you get there before and just let them know, I want to see you in church. We want to worship together as one big church family. And we don't want to wait until somebody important or somebody influential in our church dies and then everybody want to show up. That's what we do as black people. We always show up. The family ain't talk all year, but as soon as Auntie so-and-so died, we all there. No, wait a minute. Why somebody got to die for us to get together? No, let's get together for some other than a funeral. Let's get together for some fun, some fellowship. Yeah, let's do that. So listen, let's get together, family. I want to see your face in the place, whoever that is. I want you to help me. Y'all know I'm new, so I don't know who the people who ain't been here, but you do. I need your help. Let's get the family in. Let's get the family in together. It's family Sunday for us. So keep it 100 is a family day. That's why we're doing baptism. We have 14 candidates. We have 3 baby dedications that we're looking forward to. We're dedicating 3 babies at the same time. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm excited about it. It's gonna be great, and it's gonna be. I feel like God's gonna really blow our minds that particular Sunday. So I just need your help in preparation. I need you to invite as many people. We are prepared for overflow that Sunday. Don't you worry. We're going to be prepared for that. And so I just need you all. We have several overflow areas in our church that we're prepared for. So we just want to make sure we're prepared for all scenarios so that we can worship together as a family. All right? All right. So listen, keep it 100 Sunday, October the 8th, 9:30 a.m. I'm going to try to check in again next Friday just to remind you, just in case you forgot. because I know y'all got stuff to do. Football is tonight. I'm trying to make a game, but I don't know if I can because so many other things have come up with this project that I need to kind of oversee and make sure that I'm there for. And so, but anyway, listen, y'all be safe out there this evening. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you so much. And listen, let's have some church on the 8th. Keep it 100 Sunday is gonna be. Listen, it's gonna be something we do every year. And it's going to be just like this every year. May not be on the same time in October, but it's going to be a Keep It 100 Sunday. It's another Sunday that we're going to have something similar in. But the idea is that we're trying to ensure that we're all keeping it 100. 100% tithing, 100% attendance. Because God is a 100% God, right? Actually, 110% God. Because as the old folks say, he's been better to me than I've been to myself. So thank you all, family, for joining me today. It's right at 11 o'clock. I'm gonna get ready to go. I wanted to ask y'all before I left though, and this is to my church. I know we have some people from other states in here today, but that's cool. Let me talk to y'all for one split second as we get ready to go. Now, I've noticed something about y'all. Now, this is kind of funny. I noticed something about y'all. Why do y'all sit in every section but the middle section? Tell me that. Y'all tell me that before we go. Why do y'all sit in the middle section? Y'all don't sit in the middle section. Y'all will pack out that back. The back been packed for the last 4 or 5 weeks. The sides are packed. And then y'all don't sit in the middle section. Now, this past Sunday we had quite a few. The middle section it had a good little number of people in it. But the reason why I asked this is because the camera that's looking at the pulpit only captures that section. And there are people who be like, man, ain't nobody at church with you? There's plenty of people there. They just don't like sitting in the middle. And I don't know if some of y'all are running from the police. Y'all don't want to be caught on camera. I don't know what's going on. But it's got me concerned as a pastor. I just want y'all to know. Now, I'm not telling y'all to move your seats, but I'm just saying, though. Y'all, don't nobody like sitting in the middle section no more. It used to, from what I heard was told 10 years ago, it used to be the section. Nobody sat in the back. Now everybody in the back. Now I know that my latecomers, I got two services on Sunday. We got one that started at 9:30, and the other one starts at 9:45, 9:50. That's my late crew. They come. Listen, they come as soon as they know the pastor giving up to preach. I know it. We know it. We factor into all of it, so I get it. It happens, right? But I just wonder, man. Y'all gotta let me know. Y'all ain't gotta tell me on here. Y'all can tell me later. But I'm just saying. That's something that concerns me. Y'all never like sitting in that middle section for whatever reason. For whatever reason, y'all like doing it. Okay. So anyway, that's just a little pastoral privilege. I'm just asking questions. That's all. Listen, guys, thank you for your time today. I'm gonna pray. I know I didn't open us up in prayer. Forgive me for forgetting to do that. I try to do that every time we jump on for family check-in. Next Friday, now I'm sure God's gonna speak like He always does. But I want to discuss some things I've been watching. We talked about the last family check-in, some shows I've been watching, y'all. I got some stuff. I mean, I've been hitting some stuff, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And then I need y'all to give me some recommendations because I need something else to do with my spare time. Time where I'm trying to just unwind. Yeah. So anyway, but I did finish Suits though. I don't know if I told y'all that I did finish Suits, and I'm thinking about watching it again. All right. So listen, guys. Yeah, I get you. I got you, Nelena. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just put it out there. Y'all just let me know when y'all do. Now listen, I know some of y'all got to go watch your stories because they came on at 11. So let me go ahead and pray, and I'll let you go. Let's pray. God, thank you for this day. We thank you for my brother and my sister that jumped on with us today. Thank you for speaking. As random as it seems to me and them, thank you for just speaking like you speak. God, we thank you for your perfect plan that factors in the imperfect things of our lives. And we thank you, God, for the aspect that you have things waiting on us. We think we're waiting on it, and we think we're waiting on you, but you're really waiting for us, and it is waiting on us to prepare ourselves to be able to handle the big thing that you have. So now, God, we say, Lord, prepare us to be a sanctuary. tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I want to be a living sanctuary. God, we just prepare us for the bigger that you have in store for us in 2024. Prepare us now for the things that you have in store. And God, we just submit ourselves to you. We give ourselves away to you. In your service, we surrender and we submit because we want to be able to handle the things that you have waiting on us. God, we love you and we praise you and we honor you. In your son Jesus' name we do pray. Everybody say amen. 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 Thank you, family. Thank you, family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all be killing me with these little me emojis or whatever y'all call them. Y'all y'all make these little cartoons of yourselves. I like that. I just made one for my text. Y'all don't want to see it, but listen. Thank you for your time today, guys. Uh, Pray, love y'all. I love y'all. Hey Dot, good to see you, Dot. Hey Dot, good to see you, girl. I didn't see you long ago. Good to see you. Good to see you. Love you, love you, love you so much. Love you, Dot. Listen, guys, listen. I love y'all. I see y'all Sunday, Lord's willing. I see y'all Sunday, Lord's willing. Let's come ready to worship. It's first Sunday. It's the first Sunday of the third and the fourth and final quarter of 2023. Listen, let's lock in. I told you we got 3 months to prepare ourselves for what God's gonna do. Let's prepare. I love y'all. I love y'all for real. I see you when I see you. Peace. 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 Peace.